You're listening to the Telltale channel. If you like what I do and you want to see me continue to do it, don't forget to check out my Patreon. You can find some ad-free, uncensored, complete versions of my videos on my website, owenmorgan.com. All links are in the description. Welcome everybody, thank you for coming. As you can tell by the title, I intended to talk about something called conservapedia. As you can see, I have my arm out on my desk here. That's to prevent the cat from jumping up in my lap. She is desperate to get up here, but, you know, I'm streaming. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about conservapedia. It's a conservative version of Wikipedia. I've known it's existed for a long time, but my God, dude, is there some wild stuff on here. And if we have... Oh. She got up there anyways. That's why I had my arm there. She was going to find a way up. If she didn't come up that way, she's going to come up around the other side. She does that all the time. All right, whatever. She's up here, so I guess she can stay. Anyways, I want to show you the difference between Conservapedia and Wikipedia and where the heart of the problem lies. And we're going to read some absolutely whacked out articles, man. They have a bizarre article on obesity that I want to read. And I also, if we have some time, I want to talk about what Mike Lindell has going on right now. If we don't have time, I'm going to be covering that on my Owen Unfiltered YouTube channel. Wednesday, Thursday mornings. I do that 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. If you miss it, if you miss the live stream, I clean it up, edit it down, and upload it after the fact. So just subscribe to that channel. Keep a lookout. Anyway, let's talk about the issue with Conservapedia fundamentally. This is just a standard normal article on the moon, right? It's just like, how could this possibly be conservative? Mostly it's not. I mean, you have sections like the moon as God's creation. I don't know why that would be in there or have anything to do. Like, this is just supposed to be an encyclopedia, right? But if you look here, it says, right here, it says, the moon is just far enough away from the Earth to appear the same size of the sun. This creates a unique symmetry and phenomenal solar eclipses. Unique symmetry and phenomenal solar eclipses. Now, let's read the exact same sentence on regular Wikipedia. The apparent size is nearly the same as that of the sun, allowing it to cover the sun almost completely during a total solar eclipse. The fundamental difference between the two seems negligible and small at its most basic, but you can see opinionated words in here. Phenomenal solar eclipses. Phenomenal implies the writer views this. He's espousing an opinion. It's phenomenal. And this just so happens to be an opinion that pretty much everybody shares, but it's an opinion. And that's not something that should be in an encyclopedia. It should simply be to inform. Now, if conservative Wikipedia wanted to write their own encyclopedia or whatever, I think that's really, really stupid, but whatever. I suppose if you want to, but if you're going to, don't put opinions in it, right? Anyways, that's like, at its most fundamental, that's really my problem with it, but it doesn't just stop at opinions. It goes completely off the rails. Oh my God. Okay, so this was, I was reading this just earlier. Somebody pointed out this specific... wait, hang on. Somebody pointed out this specific article to me. Okay. My God, I Googled obesity on Conservapedia, and it came up with atheism and obesity, homosexuality and obesity, American atheists and obesity. Like, what the hell? Atheism and the fat acceptance movement? Oh my God, dude, this is insane. Anyway, just let me show you an example of one of my key problems here. Just listen to what they say here. An example of obesity is low-ranking anti-Trumper presidential candidate Chris Christie, who turns 61 September 2023. Part of political correctness is to try to eliminate use of the words fat, obese, and overweight. Obesity is correlated with a lack of reading the Bible due to either illiteracy or atheism. Obesity is often the result of an addiction to food as a substitute for seeking satisfaction through prayer, conservative efforts, or charitable activities. This is insane. Insane doesn't even cut it. Like, that's not even an accurate descriptor. This is off the rails nuts. So you have to read the Bible and you won't be overweight, is what they're saying, right? Wow. Like, what do you even say to this? This is crazy. All right, here's the thing about the word obese or overweight, obese, or fat, those words. I have no interest in, like, getting rid of those words. But if people are using them in a derogatory way just to be, like, rude, to hurt people, if that's, like, the goal, I'm opposed to that. Why do you have to hurt people? You know? Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my camera a little bit. It's off-center. Anyway, I'm not opposed to using those words. I'm opposed to attacking and hurting people. In this sense, I'm comfortable saying this stuff because, you know, it's just like it's a different context. I'm not insulting anybody here. Food is a poor hobby. Prayer and the Bible are far better. And snacking during the day and particularly late at night will put on unwanted pounds. So will a poor diet that is not based on lots of daily vegetables. Wow, we got a nutritionist writing this for us, right? Eliminating foods with, no, I'm sorry, not a nutritionist, a pastor who believes that he is a nutritionist. Eliminating foods with added sugar, every packaged food must disclose its added sugar content, will improve one's diet as added sugar causes an immediate blood sugar spike and can lead to or worsen diabetes. This can result in a blood sugar spike. Obtaining the daily recommended amount of vitamin A from food alone is a simple way to convert to a healthy... Wait, why are we even talking about this? Why are we reading this guy's solutions ass backwards, completely scientific explanations for how to lose weight in an obesity article? Isn't it just supposed to be like talking about the concept rather than maybe have it in a little section or something if you want, weight loss tactics that people have used or something? And like this whole thing is like accusing people of not reading the Bible enough, and that's really the issue. Or being illiterate, being atheists. Wow, man. Wait, it says, 2 of the major risk factors for becoming obese, according to the Mayo Clinic, are poor dietary choices and inactivity. I'm surprised, actually. I thought that the 2 leading factors to becoming obese were not praying enough and not going to church. I'm mistaken, I guess. My God. This is insane. They're completely unglued from reality here. And think all this happened because someone used CE and BCE in one of Andrew Schlafly's correspondence courses. Schlafly. No, I didn't hear about that. That's interesting. Is that why conservapedia exists now? Oh my God, dude. Okay. Wait. Oh, you know what? I've been thinking about reading Marjorie Taylor Greene's new book. Could be interesting. Anyways, these people, the conservapedia people, they have an article on same-sex marriage. And every time they reference it, they put marriage in quotes. Same-sex marriage. See? Right here at the very top. Same-sex, quote-unquote, marriage, also called sodomite marriage, homosexual marriage, or gay marriage, is a liberal attempt to advance the homosexual agenda and force the public to pay benefits for relationships that are not procreative and typically are not even monogamous. Wow, dude. This is insane, right? If you're gay, you're not even monogamous, probably. Jesus Christ. This is just insane. I love this to death. This is not only contrary to thousands of years of success based on a one-man, one-woman marriage system and in direct violation of the Bible and most other religious teachings, but also anti-societal, as can be shown by scientific device of thought experiment used for investigation of nature of things. What the hell does that mean? Those are words individually, but put next to each other are completely meaningless, right? But also, I'm just trying to break this down and understand. Anti-societal, as can be shown by scientific device of thought experiment. So are they saying, do they mean antisocial? Or it's destructive to society? Is that what they're saying? So being gay is destructive to society, which can be shown by a thought experiment used for investigation of nature of things. What the hell does that mean? Are they going to tell me, is that the name of the thought experiment? Investigation of nature of things? I've never heard of that thought experiment. Heard of Schrodinger's cat. I've heard of a ton of thought experiments. But investigation of nature of things, that's a new one. Okay. On June 26, 2015, the United States Supreme Court, in a 5-4 ruling in the case of Obergefell v. Hodges, illegally claimed that same-sex marriage, quote-unquote, was legal, quote-unquote, in all 50 states, despite not having the power or authority to make such a ruling. You're seeing how this is just completely whacked out, right? Oh my God, Kashmir is complaining behind me. As a result, local, state, and federal laws, as well as state constitutional provisions that distinguish between heterosexual marriage and same-sex marriage, quote-unquote marriage again, they keep putting that word in quotes, are claimed by same-sex marriage supporters to be unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment, even though, in fact, no such right to same-sex marriage exists in the 14th Amendment or anywhere else in the Constitution. Contrary to the claims of many liberals, the decision advanced big government by making the definition of marriage a federal and constitutional issue in addition to a government issue. Well, interesting argument. Let me just lay this one out for you. In the same way that the federal government has the right to override slavery laws and prevent states from owning slaves, they also have the right to allow gay marriage, to impose certain laws and regulations and rules on states. That is legal. These people don't seem to have a problem with it when the federal government forces certain regulations on states when it has to do with guns. You know, there was a case not even that long ago about a guy that lived in Manhattan, I think, and he wanted to open carry a weapon, a gun, in Manhattan. And if you don't know about Manhattan, it's basically a gun-free zone. I mean, you can own one technically, but it's so ridiculously difficult to get the permit, as it should be. Guns just are not a thing in Manhattan, honestly. They really aren't very common here. Extremely rare. Like, if you buy a shotgun at a gun shop in Manhattan, you can't bring it home with you. You have to have a permit to bring it home, for example. So are knives that are longer than 4 inches, and a variety of other things. Pepper spray is illegal, stuff like that. Anyway, these people have no problem with those the Supreme Court rulings when they rule in their favor. It's only when they rule to expand people's rights on, gay rights issues or slavery or whatever that they start having a problem. And I say slavery for a specific reason. Now, slavery was abolished in 1864, I believe. but segregation continued on for 100 years after that. People were segregated into ghettos and drinking from blacks-only water fountains for, longer than 100 years, honestly. Like, those things still existed even after segregation was abolished. But in 1964, there was an Equal Rights Act that was passed by Lyndon B. Johnson, I believe. And that eliminated segregation. Now you are legally required to allow black kids to attend this public school, for example. Well, these people had something to say about that too. All the way back in the 60s, I think, they were trying to push an equal rights amendment, not just an equal rights act. They wanted it to be an amendment to the Constitution that protected everybody's rights across the board, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, color, anything. No discrimination. Religion, even, whatever. That was what people wanted, right, with the ERA. And these people on Conservapedia found a way to complain about it. The so-called Equal Rights Amendment, ERA, see, right here, so-called, putting that in there, that is showing bias. If you want to be recognized as an encyclopedia, you cannot show bias like this. I'm sorry. The so-called ERA was a proposed amendment to the U.S. Constitution passed by Congress in 1972 and sent to the states for ratification within 7 years. Oh, is that when it was passed? 1972? I mean, I feel like I shouldn't trust a single word out of these people's mouths, but when was the Equal Rights Amendment passed? Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. Well, it was 1972. I'm telling you, man, you've got to check everything. These people say the sky is blue. Double check it. Anyways, in 1972, it was sent to the states. Oh, what happened? I lost the page. Okay, there we go. It was the subject of an historical ministries in 2020 entitled Miss America. Okay, this whole sentence needs to be restructured. It's a mess. It was the subject of a mini-series. I'm sorry, it says mini-series. An historical mini-series in 2020 titled, not entitled, but titled Mrs. America, which won 10 Emmy nominations on March 5th, 2021. A D.C. federal judge held that recent ratifications by Nevada, Illinois, and Virginia were after the ratification deadline and thus invalid. These states' ratifications came after both the original and extended deadlines that Congress attached to the ERA, so the archivist is not bound to record them as valid. Oh, interesting. I didn't hear about that, if that's true. Again, if they say the sky is blue, check it. Here are their complaints about the Equal Rights Amendment, okay? It would require identical treatment of men and women. The gall. Can you imagine treatment of men and women equally? What would that do to society? Cats and dogs living together, it'd be anarchy. It would require identical treatment of men and women and boys and girls in every way, such as allowing boys to compete in girls' sports, including field hockey, as courts required based on the Massachusetts ERA. Okay, that sounds completely made up. You can segregate sports by gender still. I seriously doubt the ERA outlined that or would even address that. But in my opinion, we shouldn't be segregating by gender. We should be segregating by something different. Weight class and a variety of other things. But yeah, that's just me. It would prohibit publicly run single-sex schools and classrooms. Oh, so you can't have schools that exclude people based on some intrinsic quality about them, huh? And require the closing of schools like the 1,000-student Philadelphia High School for girls. Propaganda. They're trying to pull at your heartstrings and make this a more personal thing, you know? Draw out a specific example of something that they don't like. Let's see. It would require drafting women into the military just like men and putting women in combat just like men. The goal! Even though women suffer physical injuries at a much higher rate than men. Is that true? That doesn't sound true to me. It sounds like nonsense. I mean, they just selectively make up their facts as they go, as we saw in the, what was it? The same-sex marriage one, the obesity one. God, insane. Let's see. It would require same-sex marriage, quote-unquote. I don't think it addressed that, but okay. It would require taxpayer-funded abortion. Really? It would end women's shelters and other women-only facilities, such as women's prisons, by requiring all be co-ed. Okay, I don't know. That doesn't even sound true. And maybe the prisons can be co-ed, but still segregated by gender within the prison cells or something like that. Like, I don't even know. They're just trying to find these things, these little wedge issues that are going to upset and freak people out. In reality, the Equal Rights Amendment simply wanted to make everything fair for everybody, period. Across the board. No discrimination. Businesses are not allowed to discriminate against anybody based on their sex, their sexual orientation, their gender identity, or their race, or their religion, or their anything. And in my opinion, I know it's a hot take, I think political affiliation should also be protected. But anyway. The original deadline for ratifying the ERA expired in 1979, and then an improper extension expired in 1982. But like an episode from The Twilight Zone, delusional liberals think they can ignore the deadline and ratify it today. Oh my God, this is insane. The Office of Legal Counsel in the Department of Justice issued a detailed legal analysis concluding that the ERA was completely dead and cannot be revived, and that only a new ratification process could be started. The archivist of the U.S. then issued a statement that he would abide by that conclusion and not recognize any additional ratifications. That kind of sucks, man. If only they would recognize additional ratifications. Maybe we'd get the Equal Rights Amendment. Anyway, my God, dude. These people, they need help. Seriously. Get help. This is the mindset that people are approaching, the perspective people are approaching things in their lives with. They are looking at everyday situations through this lens right here. This is nuts. Oh boy, look, on the same-sex marriage one, there's a little section called Collapse of Civilizations and Legal Disadvantages for Heterosexuals. Oh my God. How long is the, let's see here. Wait. Oh my God. It's one sentence long. Okay, let's read this section here. Collapse of Civilizations. Some ancient civilizations that recognized same-sex marriage, quote-unquote, collapsed, while some that refused to recognize it escaped that fate. However, correlation is not causation, and there is not even a large enough data set to get a correlation. Well, you just made the correlation. You just connected those dots and said, look, check this out. And didn't show us anything. You just said, blah. You just made the claim and then said, well, there's not enough evidence to actually make this claim. Well, you made the claim. What are you doing? This is so insane. Legal disadvantages for heterosexuals. Okay? Before we read this section, let me just give you a little bit of cultural context to what's happening right now. Okay, in the 1950s, there was a case study happening about a black family moving into a previously segregated white neighborhood. Black family was not allowed to move in originally, and the segregation law changes allowed this black family to move in. The dad of the family was a chemist, and it was a suburb that was middle upper class, and this was one of the rare middle upper class black families in the U.S. because they had been systemically oppressed since the very beginning, honestly. Now they're allowed to put their piece on the monopoly board and start rolling dice. Now that all the properties are collected and all the white families have been going around the board and collecting their 200 for pass and go for the past 300 years. Now the black families are allowed to start pass and go. Anyways, this case study is about what happened when this black family tried to move into this town and what the KKK did. Listen to what this woman here says, 1950s.
Some of the people are definitely against integration. And they have told my children that they have to marry. And my child doesn't even know what a is, but from the sound, it has scared them, and they have come home just crying. Mommy, do I have to marry Negroes?
So this is the strategy of the KKK going back all the way to the beginning. Take something that is happening that you don't like. Black people are allowed to live among white people, and stretch that into an absolutely insane conclusion. Not only will black people be allowed to marry white people, but as a white person, you're going to be forced to marry a black person as part of integration. If you don't, then you will be jailed or something, right? Now, this section on Conservapedia says legal disadvantages for heterosexuals. This is an example of the far right taking that extra step. Gay people just want equal rights. That's it. That's all anybody wants. They just want to be treated fairly. But Conservapedia is going to pretend that they are being persecuted by allowing other people to have rights. So just take a look at this here. Hang on 1 second. Just gotta. Hang on. Wait. Okay. Sorry. Legalization of same-sex marriage, quote unquote, would confer special rights on homosexuals, thereby placing heterosexuals at a legal disadvantage. How? I hope they're going to tell us how. The fact that the strongest predictor of support for same-sex marriage is level of education shows that brainwashing into professor values has a corrosive effect on morality. No, it doesn't. And I don't know any of this is true that they're saying. What is going on? A few minutes ago, they said correlation is not causation, and now they're just grabbing that flag and running with it, just sprinting. Okay, so they've made like 1 billion claims and listed some of their opinions and given us zero evidence for any of it so far, okay? According to Bill Borst, a regular substitute radio host for conservative Phyllis Schlafly on WSIV, rights are a zero-sum game. If this is true, granting same-sex couples the right to marry will necessarily come at the expense of the rights of others. What does that mean, zero-sum game? I mean, I know what that means, but how does it apply here? To my understanding, zero-sum game means there will be a loser and a winner. Somebody will come out with nothing. How is gay marriage like that? What's their definition of zero-sum game? I clicked it. Zero-sum game is a competition among 2 or more participants for a fixed amount or quantity of winnable goods. Whatever one participant gains necessarily comes at the expense of the other participants. There you go. In what way is same-sex marriage a zero-sum game between gay people and straight people? Wait, are they saying that they don't want people to be lesbian because that means they're not marrying men? I think that's what they're trying to communicate here. Wow, dude, this is insane. Holy Christ on a cracker. That is nuts. And then we have like a bunch of, wow, they have references apparently. Oh, what are their references? Let's see what we got laying out here. Well, one of their references is just one, and it goes to Bloomberg. Okay. Well, they could have put Bloomberg instead of just one. What is joeg.oxfordjournals.org? I've never heard of that. Is that real? Is that an actual... Oh, it's Journal of Economic Geography. Is this real? The Slippery Slope of Same-Sex Marriage is one of their sources, and wouldn't you know it, it goes to nothing. It just goes... there's like a... What was the error? DNS probe finished, NX domain. So there is no website. I just clicked some at random. Let's see. Here you go. Here's another reference they put down here. Where was it? The Negro Family, the Case for National Action. I click it. The U.S. Department of Labor link, and nothing there. Just gone. Empty. Nothing. Like, half of their references go to nothing and aren't even, like, real. Let's see. So this one is a study. Children of lesbians may do better than their peers. Okay. And once again, sorry, you've reached a page that doesn't exist. Surprised, anybody? Every reputable source, like Time, for example, or the Department of Labor, or whatever, there's nothing there. And the links that do go to something are like, I don't know, like just insane right-wing nutcase websites, seemingly. Like, look, they cited a WordPress website here. Like bbprof.wordpress.com. This is nuts. Get help, people. How did they, like... All right, look, I understand that you have a different perspective on things than others. But throwing such emotional language into all of this stuff and just hating others needlessly is going to eat you up inside, man. That is nuts. All right, let me just... I think we're going to watch the Mike Lindell thing in a second. I just want to, like, go to their homepage real quick and see. My God, this cat has long hair and it's getting all over my face. All right, let's see. Thomas Jefferson. Oh, boy. Do we dare click his link? The Beatles. Salvador Dali. Prayer. Okay. Some of these articles are actually really in-depth and not emotionally charged. They actually offer arguments. They're piss-poor arguments, but they actually offer them. Like the article on atheism and evolution is very, very long, and it's just trying to debunk evolution. Again, piss-poor, but there was limited emotional language in that one. It was mostly just terrible arguments. Atheism and morality. Not possessing a religious basis for morality, which can provide a basis for objective morality, atheism is fundamentally incapable of providing a coherent system of morality. See also Atheism and Ethics and Atheism and the Problem of Evil. Okay. For example, atheists have the biggest mass murder... Wait, atheists have been the biggest mass murderers in history. What? See Atheism and Mass Murder and Atheistic Communism, Mass Murder, and Sociopathic Leaders. Is that why the vast majority of prisoners are atheist? Sorry, that's Christian. That's Christian. Christians are the largest prison population, my mistake. By, like, not just proportional to society either, but like a wide margin. Jesus, dude, this is insane. Atheism and moral relativism. Oh, God, they're talking about Nietzsche. Dr. Phil Fernandez, I don't know who that is and why I should care, says concerning atheism and moral relativism, Nietzsche preached, he didn't preach, he was just a writer, preached that a group of supermen must arise with the courage to create their own values through their will to power. Nietzsche rejected the soft values of Christianity, brotherly love, turning the other cheek, charity, compassion, etc. He felt they hindered man's creativity and potential. Okay, I don't know who this is. I don't think Nietzsche said that, and if he did, he was wrong to say that. But do you really think, after reading like 3 articles from this website, that the people on the website show the qualities of brotherly love, turning the other cheek, charity, compassion, etc.? All I've heard this entire time was them trashing people they didn't like and doing whatever they can, whoever wrote these articles, to destroy anything that goes against what, you know, the people, like the politicians that seem to be on their side, whatever those politicians speak out against, these guys speak out against it too. They will come up with the absolutely most insane ideas about why this stuff is wrong. Nonsensical garbage. Joseph Stalin's atheistic regime killed tens of millions of people. See, that's how they got to atheism and mass murder. Atheists have killed more people in the world since the beginning of time than Christians, supposedly. Wow, man. This is just insane. This is absolutely insane, dude. Oh my God, and they get into abortion. No, thank you. That's going to be a hard pass from me. Atheism and slavery. Interesting to hear them talking about atheism and slavery when the South, in the, like, before the Civil War, was using the Bible to justify slavery because the Bible describes slavery in a favorable way. These people are just, their minds are gone, man. I'm telling you, their minds are gone. Wow, that was an interesting one. I'll tell you what. Let's play a game and listen to Mike Lindell go completely off the rails on this Flashpoint episode. That was an interesting little read, though, I think. Do I appreciate you and your work? Yes, I do agree with everything. Wait, I'm sorry. Yes. Do I agree with everything you say? No, just shut up and take my money. Okay, I appreciate that, Malevia. Tell me what you disagree with. Maybe we can work that out. Natalie, I just got my room cleaned, and I did not need Jordan Peterson to tell me to. He's one of the people who freaked out over C16. Oh, my God, I know. No, you did need Jordan Peterson to tell you to. It was all subconscious, you know. I was knocking around in there. So stupid, man. I'm telling you. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's, let me just switch over here real quick. 1 second. All right, I'm going to have this game in the background. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you never played it, it shouldn't bother you too much. Just kind of be in the background here. While we play this, I'm trying to upgrade my materia as much as I can. We're going to listen to this thing by Mike Lindell, or with Mike Lindell in it. It's about voting machines and stuff. And Mike Lindell has a new product he's selling. So check this out.
Talk to my good friend Mike Lindell somewhere in Minnesota. Welcome back to the program, Mike. Tell us what the latest news is.
Please, Mike, tell us the latest news.
Well, the latest news, I had this whole line of tinfoil hats now, and I have no use for them.
He's got a line of tinfoil hats. I love everything about it, dude. I gotta write this down. I gotta write down, like, this timestamp here. We just got into this video. It's already good. 124. Lindell has tinfoil hats. Let me just tell you the origin of the tinfoil hat thing, okay? The reason that tinfoil hats are linked to conspiracy theorists so heavily is because I'm sure there's probably like a specific person that really pushed this, but it was the idea that the government was trying to beam thoughts into your head and stuff. That is something that schizophrenics, paranoid schizophrenics think about a lot and experience a lot. That's like part of paranoid schizophrenia, that you're being watched and monitored and everything else, and you can't get safe. Ooh, the cat wants down. Okay. All right. You got to get down, kitty. Go on. There you go. Good kitty. Okay. You can't get safe. So you take painstaking measures to make yourself safer and safer and safer. You never go outside, you know, as a schizophrenic. You never talk to anybody, call anybody, or anything. You stay inside 24/7. But you know, this disease is still affecting your brain. No matter what you do, no matter how quote unquote safe you get. So you know, the only thing that you can think to do next to stop people from monitoring your activities or whatever, after digging through all the walls to see if there are any cameras hidden in there, is to put tinfoil up to reflect, you know, create a Faraday cage. So all electrical devices are shut out, basically, so that there's no access to you at all through electronics. That's why they wear tinfoil hats, to prevent radio waves or anything from getting through. It's part of delusion, complete delusion. Unfortunately, I know entirely too much about this because my brother is schizophrenic, and you know, I've seen a lot of this kind of behavior from him too. So anyways, this is part of the deal. And I find it fascinating that Mike Lindell is seemingly taking pride in his tinfoil hats and laughing about being a conspiracy theorist, I guess.
Because a judge just ruled in Georgia that the electronic voting machines that they do have problems, and if you talk about them, you're not a conspiracy theorist anymore.
No, that is not what the judge ruled. Okay, he just said a judge in Georgia ruled that there are problems with the machines. That's not what happened. I looked into it. We're going to look into it too in a second. And he also said you're not a conspiracy theorist if you think there are problems. No, you're still a conspiracy theorist. I'm sorry. But look, there's this article here on AP News, and I'll just give you the cliff notes. Basically, the article says there's a lawsuit that was filed by several individual voters and the Coalition for Good Governance, which advocates for election security and integrity, against Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and members of the state election board. So I'm assuming that this is like a right-wing group that filed this lawsuit against the voting machines or whatever. And a judge determined that it was not worthy of completely dismissing. It's not going to get a jury trial, but it's going to have a bench trial, which means she's going to make the decision, I think. And she's going to hear both sides put in their 2 cents before making a determination one way or another, basically. That's what's happening right now. Nobody decided that you're not a conspiracy theorist for believing this. Nobody said, yeah, voting machines are crooked and evil and wrong and blah, blah, blah. No one said that. Okay? God, this dude just lives in like an alternate reality, for real, where facts mean absolutely nothing to him. Okay, let's keep listening here.
Georgia.
Let's step back.
Now I have no use for them because a judge just ruled in Georgia that the electronic voting machines that they do have problems, and if you talk about them, you're not a conspiracy theorist anymore.
Yeah, the judge didn't say that.
So I was set free, vindicated. It's really great news, and it's also on the heels. I mean, that's big news, and that's a Democrat. Obama appointed judge
I don't know that that's true either. Who appointed this judge? Actually, let's find out. Who appointed this judge? So the judge's name is wait, what's the judge's name? I saw the judge's name a minute ago. Wait. Oh my God, where is it? It's hold on. I can't find the judge's name. It was in here. Oh, here. U.S. District Judge Amy Totenberg. Who appointed Judge Amy Totenberg? Barack Obama. Sure enough, Obama did appoint her. But again, she didn't side with Mike Lindell. She said she would hear arguments.
Everybody that made that ruling, and it's going to go to trial now on January 9th. And these are Democrats that brought this up and said, hey, there's problems with these machines.
Okay, I don't know if it was Democrats that brought this up or not, but it is like an Obama-appointed judge, for what it's worth.
But that judge saying, if you talk about them, you're not a conspiracy theorist. So all my line of tinfoil hats, I don't know what to do with them now.
I didn't see anything about the judge saying that.
But it falls on the heels of the Argentina election, everybody. This is big news.
Oh my God, the Argentina election ended very badly. It was just absolutely insane. It's like the Donald Trump of Argentina won, basically. And it is the most wild shit that I've ever seen, I think, dude. This guy might be worse than Donald Trump, sadly. And anyway, all right, let's keep listening here.
In late July, they ruled in Argentina. Remember, for decades, they've been under basically communist socialist rule because they've had the computer.
But they throw those words around like they're candy, don't they?
Remember, for decades, they've been under basically communist socialist rule because they've had the computers down there. The judge ruled no more computers in Argentina's elections. Paper ballots hand counted. Well, they just had the election, Gene. 30 million people vote. They were done in one day. All the votes were counted, and the people are going crazy. They have the person they want elected and not selected, won by a landslide.
Okay, and how many people live in Argentina exactly? Let's see. Population of Argentina. 45 million people. 45 million. Interesting. To the United States, 330 million people. Huh. Curious. It's absurd. Okay. Counting ballots by hand is less accurate by like a mile and a half. It is far preferable to use counting machines because machines do not make mistakes the way humans do. There's no bias in machines or any of that stuff. But again, Mike Lindell lives in conspiracy land where he believes that, there's some big secret thing, cabal out there trying to hurt democracy, blah, blah, blah. And the one that's trying to hurt democracy is not Mike Lindell. Just insane.
I'm so excited because my people on the ground now are able, when we go to these counties and say, hey, get rid of these machines, go to paper ballots, hand count, and if they say, oh, we don't know what to do, it'll take too long. Argentina did it, everybody, that huge country, in 4 months.
Oh, so Argentina, a fifth of the size? No, wait, 45 million to 330 million, a seventh of the size, right? Or somewhere in there, a seventh of the size. What, 15% as big as the United States? And they did this in 4 months? Wow. Also, like I said, it's not as accurate. It would be stupid of us to go to hand-counted ballots. It would be less accurate and more painstaking and take up more time needlessly.
We have a year to get rid of our machines and get this country. By the way, we have over 200 counties committed for paper ballots hand counted, and 6 more just joined last week.
Isn't that amazing? Amazing.
Yeah, don't trust a word out of his mouth. He lies for a living, but okay.
Paper ballots. All right, let me show you this. Justin Javier Milei, I don't know if that's how you say it, Lance, the new president of Argentina, Sergio Massa, has recognized his defeat and conceded. I mean, this guy to say he was a conservative doesn't even come close, Lance. I see him he's doing everything wrong. He's got a chainsaw going through the streets talking about how he's going to clean things up.
No, he's taking a chainsaw around in the streets and saying he's going to cut government spending or something like that. It's a prop. You got to give it to the guy that he's a showman. Definitely a showman. I'll give him that for sure. But, I don't want a showman as one of my politicians. I want somebody who knows what they're doing. personally. That's just me. I don't know about anybody else. The guy is a joke. The Argentinian president, he's a joke. It's just an embarrassment, man. Actually, let me just see if I can find... Let me see if I can find a video of what he was doing recently. What was his name? Milei? Hang on. New Argentinian president. I'm just looking for how his name is spelled. Here it is. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I was just looking for, like, insane clips of the guy. Let's see. Okay, this is Guardian News, The Telegraph. Just looking. All right, let's try the twit. Not seeing anything good on YouTube. Okay, let's see here.
Ministerio de Turismo y Deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera.
I think he's... Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Let me turn it down and read the subtitles here for you if you can't see them. You just flip over so you guys can see what I'm looking at too. Hang on. All right, here we go. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I have to pause. All right. Ministry of Tourism and Sports.
Ministerio de Turismo y Deporte, afuera.
Out.
Ministerio de Cultura.
Hang on. Turn it down a little bit more.
Afuera.
Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development. Out. Ministry of Women, Gender, and Diversity. Out. Ministry of Public Works. Out. Even if you resist. Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation. Something good from the private sector. Nothing good came from the public sector. Out. Ministry of Labor and Social Security. Out. Ministry of Education. Indoctrination. Wow, dude. Ministry of Transportation. Ministry of Health. Ministry of Social Development. Oh my God. What's left of the state? Ministry of Human Capital, Infrastructure, Economy, Justice, Security, Defense, Foreign Affairs, and of the Interior. So basically, any military-centric programs or departments, or any like police, or what were some of the others that he listed that he's keeping? Department of Defense, of Security, of Justice, of the court system. I don't know what the Ministry of the Economy is. A Ministry of Infrastructure? Wow, dude. I think Argentina is about to go downhill hard. I don't know. And the guy is ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. He wears ridiculous costumes, like masks, like he's a superhero in the street and stuff. It's insane. Sorry, that was really loud. Did not mean to do that.
Somos más que nuestros representados.
All right, let me turn this way down and I'll read the subtitles. Let's see. We aren't above the ones we represent. In financial terms, the derivative is never worth more than the underlying asset. Okay, I don't know that that's a correct analogy, but sure, I appreciate that sentiment. This is populist language, trying to make himself out to be like the common man, you know, every man. Donald Trump did the exact same thing and somehow suckered a bunch of people into believing it. And by getting them to believe all of that nonsense about himself, he won the election and now he's going to destroy the country. The derivative exists because of the underlying asset. We exist as representatives of the people because the people exist. Okay. It is madness. It is delusional to think that a representative of the people is above the people themselves. Yeah, this is all populist language. He's trying to get people interested in what he has to say, and he was successful, seems to me, right? Oh my God. I want to find some really wild ones of this guy. See what we got going on here. Just taking pictures. He's got like wild hair too. Oh man. This is really sad. This is just really sad, man. He's going to destroy the country. Okay, sorry. Let me turn this down again. Jesus, dude. Oh, he said he wants to dollarize the economy, which has happened in other countries before, but I don't think it's feasible in Argentina. Like, convert from their system, from their currency, to the U.S. dollar. So he's got, like, a blindfold on, if you're listening, and a stick, and he's beating a piñata that looks like a, I don't know, a house? And it looks like the blindfold is pulled down just enough for him to see. Okay, he sees it. He sees it. He's looking through the blindfold, right? It flew off in another direction, and he somehow knew exactly where it went. He's looking. This dude is cheating. And he saw when it fell to the ground. He knows what's happening, okay? Oh, my God. Okay, anyway. This is insane. All right, let's... All right, let's just turn this one down and see what he had to say here. I don't go to church. I go to synagogue. Okay? I don't follow a priest. I follow my rabbi. I learn Torah. I'm internationally known as a friend of Israel. All right? And as someone who learns Torah. I'm almost Jewish. Either you're Jewish or you're not Jewish. Are you Jewish? I'm just missing the blood covenant. And about the trivialization of the Holocaust. Oh, God, dude. Okay, so he's asking, what you trivialize the Holocaust. What he's saying to Milei. If there's anybody who's fighting against that, that's me, says Milei. Wait. I'm also attacked because of that. Oh, no, there's another guy saying this, I guess. Because what I want, besides aligning myself to Israel and the U.S., interesting, I want to move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. That's exactly what Trump did. He is the Donald Trump of Argentina. He's doing all of the same exact stuff. He's using the same rhetoric, same language, same everything. And, of course, Donald Trump was pretending to be every strongman dictator throughout the 20th century. So he wants to move the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. It would be a geopolitical uproar. No, that's what Trump did. And it put people in even more danger. It was bad. But I have the blank to do it. Is it clear? Let me tell you something. If I become president, my first trip would be to Israel. Before Washington, before the IMF? The IMF is something else. It's related to economy. This is a political matter. As a symbol? Yes, exactly. Because they did 357,000 operations against me. So I wasn't able to go to Kotel, the Wailing Wall, which is in Israel. Once I'm president, nobody will bother me. Jesus, dude. I will go. Yeah, this sounds like Trump. Seriously, this is just like Donald Trump. And everything that he had to say. And like I said, the guy dresses up in costume. Here, this is him with his chainsaw right here. He just goes through the streets. He's just a dummy, basically. So, yeah, we already saw that. Anyway, just nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. Oh, my God. Trump congratulated Javier Milei, apparently.
A very special congratulations.
Sorry, let me turn it up so you guys can hear it.
To Javier Milei on a great race for president of Argentina. The whole world was watching, and I am very proud of you. You will turn your country around and truly make Argentina great again. Congratulations.
No, he's going to destroy Argentina. If he does all of the things that he says he wants to do, he's going to destroy it. So, anyways, that's what the Flashpoint crew is talking about, if you were curious.
What do you think? Is this a turn of events here?
Man, you gotta watch some of the viral videos of his. I just started watching this. This guy is like Donald Trump on amphetamines.
and that's good, apparently. Donald Trump on amphetamines. I mean, there are people who suspect that Donald Trump is on amphetamines, so maybe Trump is the Trump on amphetamines. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, that's not a good thing. That's absolutely insane and destructive. And this dude is going to make a massive mess out of everything. I don't understand why these people are so in favor of Donald Trump. Like, what is so attractive about the guy? I just don't get it, you know?
He goes up to like a chart, and he starts talking about downsizing the government. And every one of these pieces, he goes, this is the Department of Education and Diversity. Boom. This is the Department of, Equity and Inclusion. Boom. This is the department. He goes down and strips like 9 or 10 in a row. And he does it for dramatic quality because it's a background in television, which is.
See, I don't want an entertainer, okay? Why do people get entertainers as their leaders? No entertainers. Why don't we get somebody who knows what they're doing into office?
Now a prerequisite to being a populist.
It's amazing. All right, let me go back to you, Mike, because I only got you for a few minutes here. Talk to me about how My Pillow is done. I mean, you've been attacked. They've tried to run you out of town, shutter your business and everything else. How are things going?
Well, this has been the biggest attack since I had my election summit in August. It's the biggest attack on My Pillow in history, even bigger than January of 21. And my employees were all getting through, and we're getting through by the grace of God and all of you out there that have helped us.
All right, let me tell you something about what's going on with My Pillow right now. Mike Lindell is doing really, really badly financially, selling off a bunch of his assets and all kinds of stuff like that, right? He's in bad shape, seriously, really, really bad shape. So the question is, why? And what can be done to fix that? I'll tell you, I mean, I've never been the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company the way that Mike Lindell has, to be fair. But I will tell you what I would do. First and foremost, I would stop offering 80% off of everything. I would stop giving out discount codes like their candy. I would stop all of that stuff. Raise your prices. He needs to raise your prices. Your name is out there now. Everybody knows who you are, and they know you're fighting the good fight or whatever other thing. You don't need name recognition anymore. What you need is money and profit margins. He's cutting into his profit margins. The thing is, people to the left of hunting the homeless for sport. People to the left of hunting the homeless for sport, where Mike Lindell and other far-right people seem to be, aren't going to buy Mike Lindell's stuff. They're not interested. So Mike Lindell has a very limited pool of people that are going to buy from him. And all of those people already know exactly who he is, and hell, maybe they're doing regular donations or something right now. Maybe they're buying their stuff from him right now, their bed sheets and everything, consistently. But when Mike Lindell lowers his prices, he's not helping himself, he's hurting himself and contributing to other people, big figures. I get it. Look, you want to spread the word by setting up like discount codes and stuff for neo-Nazis on their podcast so the neo-Nazis can make a little bit of money. By the way, he's really doing that, actually. Vincent James uses discount codes. I believe that Nick Fuentes does and a number of others. They're neo-Nazis. They're just straight-up Nazis. Anyways, you want to help them by giving them discount codes so they get a little bit of a payout every time somebody purchases through, their system, their code or whatever. That's great, but you are failing financially. You need to think about yourself right now. and dramatically lower those discount codes, as you know, those discounts that you're giving, or take them away completely. That's what I would do if I were in Lindell's shoes, personally. But I'm not a multi-million-dollar CEO, so.
By supporting us and buying our products. So, Gene, I want to give back. I want to give back during this Thanksgiving. We want to give thanks to all your audience. If they use the promo code FLASH, they can get...
You catching this? He's doing it again. He's giving them absurd discounts when this is honestly the worst thing he could do from a business perspective.
Free shipping on their entire order at mypillow.com. So if you use that, and I'm going to extend our 60-day money-back guarantee so you can buy anything for Christmas there, and the guarantee goes out to March 1st of 2024. We have been so grateful for the people that have supported MyPillow as we have been debanked, deplatformed, attacked. I've never seen anything like it. It's been the hardest 2 months I've had at MyPillow, an employee-owned company, and these guys are,
I get so sick of him saying it's employee owned. To my knowledge, it's not employee owned. He tried to go public recently. I mean, you can only say that and be truthful about it for so long. And aside from that, that just means that the employees have stock in the company and that stock is not publicly available for others. I mean, it doesn't mean that, like, it's a workers' co-op, like he's borderline socialist or something like that. It just means he gives out stock options and he's the largest stockholder. Most of his wealth is tied up in MyPillow, from my understanding. It's just really stupid.
We've all been saying that we just keep the faith. We pray every day. I know the whole country's praying for us, but I think we're getting through to the other side. And we just I moved a lot of them over to shipping now for this free shipping promotion.
Shipping is expensive, especially if it's international shipping. Oh my God, dude. You're looking at $10, $15, maybe up to $20 an order, even $30 an order, depending on, where you're shipping and how much you're shipping and everything. And he's offering free shipping plus a discount. Is that what he said? That's insane. He is just throwing money away when he doesn't have to. Everybody knows about your company already, Mike. You're hurting yourself here.
Use that promo code FLASH, everybody, and please help us out. Help my employees. When I've got a piece, it's been great being able to get a piece. I think that's what the evil wanted to take away, that MyPillow's being taken care of, so I can go out there and keep fighting to secure our election platforms. But this has been unprecedented, and we've been here trying to guide this ship through as the bullets come and the grenades come, and they're trying to just...
Oh, yeah, he's facing bullets and grenades right now. He's in war, basically, right? God, this guy is a joke.
They're not trying to destroy my pillow. They're trying to destroy my voice so I don't talk anymore.
I don't know about anybody else here, but there is something of Mike's I'm trying to destroy, and it's not his pillow or his voice. It is his mom.
Let's just take Mike's voice out of the mix. So I want to thank everybody at Flashpoint.
Like, how could anybody destroy his voice? Really? The dude's got his own platforms. The guy is an obnoxious D-bag. Like, how can he possibly say this with a straight face?
Promo code FLASH, mypillow.com. Thank you, Gene, so much for supporting us and all your audience.
Thank you, Mike. Happy Thanksgiving.
God, this is just the worst. Anyways, Mike, these people are absolutely ridiculous. By the way, if you want to see more of this, I cover this kind of thing on my Unfiltered channel regularly. I'm going to be watching the rest of this on Unfiltered. 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Wednesday and Thursday. So check that out. And if you missed the live stream, just check the YouTube channel. I upload it later. Anyway, tell me what you think about these people. This is just insane. These people live in another reality. Hey, Owen, been watching you for years. I love your channel. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much, Quizzical. I appreciate that. Glad you're here. I will do my best. Zinka Cat, thank you for being a member for 13 months. I showed up at the best time. My favorite kind of nutter butter. Oh, 100%. These people are absolutely wild, man. Phoenix Winter, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. Ursula trying to steal Mike Pillow's voice, right? Oh, this guy. It's just insane from top to bottom. I love everything about it, though. It is so entertaining. It's insane. Anyway, I'll tell you what, guys. I got to get out of here. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. It's been fun. Hopefully, I'll see you on my Unfiltered channel tomorrow morning. If you're watching this after Tuesday night, then come over to Unfiltered anyways. You might be able to see the rest of this video. But all right, I will see you guys later on, okay?